Because there was once a point where little old Brittany felt like, damn, am I not good enough? Welcome to Brittany's World, a podcast where we talk about the ups, the downs, the ebbs, the flows, the good, the bad, and the chaos. This episode is kind of a chaotic one, but not really. I feel like I say that every episode, but I'm just going to dive right in. This past week was Fashion Week here in New York, and let's just say Fashion Week is kind of chaotic. I feel like there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes that we don't really speak to, so I thought this might be a good place to speak about it. For starters, I attended the LaQuan Smith show, the Private Policy show, and the Kim Shui show. All beautiful shows. LaQuan, the red, the fabrics, the textures, the cuts of some of the pieces, insane. The music was chef's kiss. It's like when you go to a restaurant and you eat good food and the music in the background is good, just swap out the food for the clothing. The clothing was so good. I feel like everything the models wore, like if I could, I would wear it all. Okay. The whole show would be in my closet. Well, also if I could afford it all. But honestly, you guys, the pieces were insane. Like he really did his thing, and shout out to his team. Everything was beautiful about that show. I ran into so many friends. It was star-studded. I saw Monica. I sat across from her, and she's just so fab. Like, she's so fab. I remember sitting there, and I was just like this, like the entire time. Like, yes, 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10. Overall, beautiful show. Like, no notes at all. Then I went to the Private Policy show, which was also amazing. It took place at Webster Hall. And if you know anything about New York, it is an iconic venue where people have thrown parties, performers have performed, like concerts are held there, and apparently so are fashion shows. That was a great show. Also, the designer did his thing. I went to his show back in September, and I just feel like everything about it was so cool, down to the fact that they had Chinese food at the fashion show. Like, where'd they do that at? And then that Sunday, I went to the Kim Shui show, and the venue, she outdid herself. She did it on a boat in New York, like a boat at one of the piers in New York. I don't even remember which pier it was. All I know was the boat was rocking, okay? The boat was rocking. The clothes were fab. Like, it was a very well curated show. The pieces, like I keep saying, I want to see more color, and she gave that. The nails, like I pay attention to the hair, the nails, the makeup, the whole package. And she delivered that. Like, I was obsessed with the nails. Like, the girls had these long, pointy nails on, and like I couldn't do anything but stop and stare. There was one lady walking down the catwalk with like a cigarette in her hand, and like obviously it was a prop, but like just the nails stood out, the hair stood out, and I feel like she had all kinds of models in her show, which like I really appreciated. Lots of fabrics, lots of like, I don't even know the names of these jackets, so I'm not gonna embarrass myself, but like roping and textures and satin and lace, you name it, it was in that show. Like, everyone looked fab. And the walks on the catwalk on the boat, she did her big one picking those models. Like, the clothes looked amazing on them. But overall, super successful. Like, I had a blast. I think like MAC also had some of their influencers go, which I thought was really cool. Like, I love the way designers and beauty brands and, you know, they're intertwining with each other, because I feel like, you know, nails, hair, makeup it all goes together with the clothes. But what I really want to speak to today is just feeling worthy and feeling good enough to attend these shows. Because there was once a point where little old Brittany felt like, damn, am I not good enough? I feel like there's still some moments where people are questioning whether or not you're supposed to be there. And it just does not feel good at all. So one of the things that I want to touch on first is why fashion shows even exist. And again, I don't have my handy dandy Brittany cue cards, but I've got some notes here. And Fashion Week is really about the buyers, the press, the editors, the stylists, and having celebrities and influencers be present is more of like a new thing. it helps. It pushes out, I guess, engagement about the show, awareness about the clothing. And it's become like a fun thing as of late. But I feel like just to go through what each role is, buyers, think of like big e-commerce stores or big like stores that carry brands. Like they're going to go buy or go look at these items on the runway to see if they want to buy them and have them in their store, right? The press and the editors, think like Vogue, Harper's Bazaar, like Elle. Their job is to figure out what's on trend and how the public will see it. Like, should we feature this? We're seeing a lot of shows, a lot of designers include this in their shows. And then the stylists are basically scouting pieces for their talent that are on red carpets, that, you know, have to make appearances, etc. It's basically an industry networking event for like models, publicists, brand teams, PR agencies, and it's overall just like a business ecosystem. And I just wanted to speak to that because I feel like it's really important. And a friend brought that up to me too when we were discussing Fashion Week. A lot of people don't know that those are really the origins of it. That was like the purpose of Fashion Week. Like influencers and celebrities kind of got thrown into the mix, and it does help with cultural relevancy and just sharing and amplifying brands and brands that we love and that we want to see represented. I just thought I would speak to that because for a while I used to feel like that person that didn't feel good enough to attend these shows, or like I've been to shows in the past that I've been invited to and it's like, you're not supposed to be sitting here. And it's like, what do you mean I'm not supposed to be sitting here? Like, I was told that I'm supposed to be sitting here, and I attended the shows in the past and they told me that I have a seat. And it'll be like, no, you don't have a seat, or no, you're not in standing, or no, you're not on the list. And that's just a horrible feeling all in all, because it starts to make you doubt yourself. And I feel like us as creators or entertainers or whatever you want to call it, we tend to doubt ourselves a lot. Like we see ourselves all the time. So we're always picking at ourselves. Like we're on camera a lot. So we're always like, wow, I could have done this better. Or, oh, maybe I need to go do this, or maybe I need some Botox, or maybe I need to cut my hair, or maybe I need to dye my hair. Or I'm just naming out all the possibilities of what people could be thinking. And you guys don't see the behind the scenes. It's a lot of it is smoking mirrors, and a lot of it is also like people hire publicity teams or a publicist to get them access into these shows, which is like, it's a business at the end of the day, right? But you on the other side of the screen might not know that. Like entertainers, why did I say entertainers like that? Entertainers, influencers, people at brands, people at magazines, like they all have their PR people go out and source them these opportunities. And this is how a lot of us get access into these shows. And I feel like I just thought I would use my platform to kind of create some awareness, because for a while I was like, what is it? Like, am I not good enough? And I've heard other people like echo that to me, like feel that way. So I guess all in all, I'm just like speaking to the people that feel like their self-worth is in question when it comes to being invited to shows like this, or just being invited to certain events at all. Like there is a whole business, a whole science behind it. And not only that, but I feel like a lot of designers, like sometimes we fault them, or a lot of like founders at companies, we fault them. But I feel like sometimes it's the lack of knowledge on behalf of their team. And maybe they could do a better job at educating their team members on who's who or what's what. But a lot of the time it's not them. Like their job is to like basically oversee everything, basically oversee their ecosystem and put people in position to make sure that they have a seamless, flawless show. I also want to see people that look like me on the runway, like people that are my complexion, or, you know, a little bit curvier. Like obviously, you know, there's models that are, you know, slim, but there's also models that are voluptuous and have the body yada yada, because us regular people in real life come in all different shapes, sizes, and forms. So I hope I'm making sense when I speak to this. I just thought it would be really important to like touch on this and like let you guys know that you are worthy, you are beautiful, and you deserve to be in every room, and not to let like societal norms or how things are portrayed really make you feel a lack of self-worth. I guess that's what I'm saying, because I've been there. I still go through it sometimes. I'm like, oh my goodness, like, am I even supposed to be here? Like, I feel like I've had these moments. We have all had these moments. We just don't speak on it like we should. And I don't want things to be taboo anymore. I want to touch on, they question me like I'm not supposed to be in the room. Hello? Of course I'm supposed to be in the room. I'm me. Like, that's really how you got to see yourself. You got to pop it, okay? And you got to really advocate for yourself too, because a lot of these people that go to shows, like aside from the designer or maybe like PR, like publicists, they don't know who some of the celebrities or influencers or entertainers or just, like I said, buyers from brands, etc. Like, they don't know who's who. So I give them a little grace for that, but I also think that research is really important. And, I don't want to take away from the art form and the creativity. I also thought, like I said, it would be really important to come on here and tell you guys what Fashion Week is really about. And just to reiterate again, it was really the buyers, the press, the exposure, like all of that, like that was what Fashion Week was really based on. Like, I feel like I have to keep going back to my notes because I want to make sure that I touch on everything. The press and the editors, of course, like, it's not a lost art. And if you still read magazines and you still look at trend reports, like, where do you think they're getting it from? They're at these shows. So don't feel like you don't deserve to be there, because you deserve a spot in the room. And I hope that this provided some clarity and some understanding. And I'm going to close this out here. If you guys have any questions or like have any topics that you think that we should touch on, let me know. Like, meet me in the comments. Like, did I hit the nail on the head? Are you picking up what I'm putting down? Also, I would really, really love to like start like a hotline or something where you guys call in with like maybe like a little advice column where you speak to what's going on in your life or how I could address it or how I could help you. Or, maybe I'll tease some guests ahead of time so that you guys know who's coming on, so that if you want to ask them a question, you can. I did not do Song of the Day, and that's a big part of this show. We're always going to talk about the Song of the Day. I have been listening to Baby Keem's album, and it just came out, and he's got some heat on there. I have not gone all the way through the album, but I feel like songs that stuck out, the production, A1. Casino, obviously Good Flirts, House Money, but those songs really stood out to me. And I think he has a song talking about, I don't know if it's like adoption, but I feel like that's what it was. And I was like, wow, I never thought that I'd hear something like that from him. So I guess I could say the artist of the day is Baby Keem. If you haven't already, make sure you have a listen to Casino and let me know what you think. Anyways, I love you guys, and I hope you enjoyed this episode of Brittany's World, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.